Crap, if that still got me somehow.
But at least he took down a lot of them with him.
He did it!
The game is over, Joker. Let Captain Gordon go.
Yeah, put the gun down, freak. How about I put you down?
Gordon!
Well, that's the Christmas spirit. Well, I'd love to stay and celebrate your victory, but I've got stockings to stuff, mistletoe to hang, and about 15 skyscrapers to blow up before sunrise. Ciao!
Thank God you had your vest on.
He's got my gun! Gordon, Joseph, I need your help to stop the Joker.
Our help? You're the so-called vigilante. Or is one kill enough for you tonight?
Bane's in cardiopulmonary arrest. I have only minutes to resuscitate him before it's too late.
You mean you didn't?
That's not how I do things. Now go.
Okay. Let's take a lot more pleasure in this than when we had to revive Alfred. Not care for a few broken ribs. Speaking of, Alfred probably should get his ribs checked.
Yeah.
That last punch probably broke a few.
You leave me no choice. Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, this is fully hulked out Bane.
Alfred,
Yeah.
what do we know about TN1, the compound I found in Bane's lab?
I'll start looking into it now, sir. Master Bruce, if you can't defeat Bane within 10 minutes, the TN1 he just injected will reach its full potency, and he'll take you out in one hit.
Uh,
Gordon, you read me? You okay?
I'm pretty sure he's big enough to take us out in one hit anyway.
Exit out of Blackgate. Sewers, front doors, I don't care. The Joker cannot escape. We're on it.
There we go. That'll probably do a bit more than our fists would be able to. Yep. Ow.
I have to stare us.
Okay, these are hinged, so we can...
We got the place secure. Any update? I'm with the warden. I think the Joker's heading to death row. We got the place surrounded. No way he's getting out. You better be damn sure about that.
Okay, yeah. We don't have time to waste on trying to knock those open. Or to rip those open.
Surprised the bones did not get thicker.
Yeah, they probably have been.
Yeah.
Like, they got them obviously bigger than we saw from the scanner, but I feel like they probably should be even bigger than what we see.
we go. Ah, yeah, not as effective without the electricity to guard us.
Alfred's right. I can't take names.
Yep.
Think strategically.
There we go. Okay. Oh, hello.
Minutes before the TN1 takes full effect. Use those electrified doors to your advantage.
You indifferent again.
Yes. He's just going back and forth. Yes, hiding in the vent.
You must fight. He's back to the great again.
There we go. Put you in the wall, another wall. Yep, get in there. Ah, this way. Okay.
No, we're not in the vent again.
And back in.
This is Captain James Gordon in Blackgate Prison. The Joker has us pinned down in death row.
Can't go that way.
Repeat, this is Captain Gordon requesting
Oh, damn it, now there's just...
pinned down on death row in Blackgate.
Joker has Gordon pinned down in death row. I need to hurry.
What idiots walks in here with a jammer to the sounds of just some fucking brute hulking out completely? Just a little bit closer. There we go. You were saying, Alfred?
It's over, Alfred. I've defeated Bane.
Or never mind.
Master Bruce? Master Bruce, are you alright?
Oh, so much for beating him, huh?
Yeah.
Dear.
We got a few broken ribs out of that.
Ow.
Must find Batman. With that.
There we go. Bane beaten, so time for his profile. Let's see, where even is he among these? Or did we already? There he is. Real name unknown, fugitive. Supreme strength and agility combined with the mind of a master tactician. Seems dependent on its substance delivery system, possible weakness. Bane is a fugitive wanted by the government of Santa Prisca following a prison break from Penaduro. While no records have been found to substantiate this, rumors allege Bane was born and raised within the prison walls, a seemingly impossible feat in the all-male penitentiary. Bane is believed to be traveling with a large group of his fellow escapees. Most notable is his chief subordinate, Bird. Bane is rumored to have superhuman size and strength. Most believe this to be a result of his abuse of performance-enhancing drugs, including the popular narcotic Venom. Combined with a keen mind, this makes Bane an extreme threat. And apparently we got some...
That which does not kill you makes you stronger. But that which makes you stronger can often kill you. Addiction is a weakness, one that must be overcome. Venom has become my addiction, my weakness. To free myself, I have tried many things. For a time, I sought to eradicate Venom and wipe those who manufacture it from the face of the earth. But lately, I've gravitated towards Project TN1, a replacement drug, which would eliminate Venom's addictive properties and holds the promise of a permanent effect. If it works, I would no longer have need of the delivery system. Another weakness. While early tests had to be terminated immediately, the latest subjects seem at least physically stable. But side effects are severe. Immediate and permanent long-term memory loss, followed by a general degradation of brain function that leaves the subject primitive. Testing continues. The latest formula shows promise. Once I've eliminated the bat, I will dedicate myself to finding a suitable volunteer for my tests. End of recording.
Okay, so I didn't think we'd actually find audio logs here. I knew there were audio logs in Asylum, and a very fitting one that we find here, huh?
Come to look up around progress.
47.
Go back to profiles.
50%. 1 of 29 audio files. Okay, there's plenty of those around then.
You now found one.
Took us
Okay,
sweet
one
time to
among
find
the one among the extortion files.
I trust he's done for good this time.
He's secure, and it appears the TN1 Bane took damaged his memory permanently.
Does that mean he won't be revealing your identity?
Looks that way.
Glad to hear it, sir. And the Joker?
He's still on the loose, but not for long.
This is Captain Gordon, Blackgate Prison. Request.
Updates. Okay, just the captured. I thought it would add something like brain damage now.
Repeat.
Yeah, you'd think.
Chopper en route. ETA 15 minutes.
Tell them to hurry up.
I guess we are really lucky that the side effect kicked in on him.
Yeah. There's Joseph.
Where's Gordon?
Sniper!
Would you look who's
Oh.
for more? I've had enough for one night. Not yet, you haven't.
Son of a...
Screw this! Want the Joker? Take him.
Help me keep these guys off the warden. Rush them!
That was the killer croc for you, Derby.
Yep. I saw the name.
Yeah, no time for a rematch with him. We already got one big bruiser down.
You saw, didn't you? Are you telling me you somehow missed him? How the heck you missed a massive kind of killer croc?
Watch me. Hit harder!
Yeah, he's kind of hard to miss, isn't he?
Quite well.
Had a rough childhood.
No, you don't.
This doesn't make us friends, though.
No, you two are going to be friends for a long, long time.
Yeah. Weird relationship that we've always seen in all the movies and other media.
You're going to make it.
Where's the Joker?
He went through that door. Towards the chapel.
Thanks.
Okay, this one's locked. Okay, this way then. But yeah, that was probably the best version of Bane we'll get in these games. Because, well, now he's permanently damaged his brain from an experimental drug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... it's so... What a night! Fresh off the kill, and back for more, eh?
Bane's still alive.
Now that's not funny. Oh, this rage! Oh, directed at me, and for what? You know, if you'd actually let me finish a sentence, you might learn something! You might learn that we're not so different. You might learn something about yourself!
You need to learn to shut up.
Is all this for you, or for me? You must know that I'm a lost cause. But there's still hope for you.
Shut up.
You just can't get it through your thick skull. Ugh. We both exist because of them!
Give up! You've lost.
Just go fucking Jojo on his face.
The heck?
That's why you do it, isn't it? You like the way it feels. It's what you need. Come on, baby. Beat me till your knuckles bleed. Why quit there? You know there's only one way to stop me.
Any one of my guys would have killed him.
The city deserves better than that.
You know, my daughter thinks you're a hero. But I still have to bring you in.
Gordon, come in. What's your 20?
I'm in the chapel. We got the Joker.
Son of a bitch. You caught him. And how did you do that?
I had some help.
Okay, where did he vanish off to?
I
Up
keep
in the
asking
freaking rafters?
myself why I didn't bring him in. And I now know the truth is I let him go because of you. Because you believe in him. I don't know. They put me in charge of a station full of rotten cops. And I can't change them. Any more than I can change this damn city. Or at least, that's what I used to think.
Stopped his heart. That is funny. Good one, Bats. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Maybe I can give them something to believe in. Maybe he can give them something to believe in.
Oh, so this must be the end of the game?
The end of the main story, at least. There are still other assassins out there.
Yeah.
But that is the Joker done for now.
Which probably still leaves a bunch of side stories if we want to explore them.
I'll leave that up to you two, at least for the main assassins, I'd say. Because they're still out there, but we could also move on to Asylum next week.
Both are tempting. Do I always say no to the Riddler?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
not
that's-
him. I mean more Lady Shiva and Deadshot and such. Because we did only take out like 4 of the assassins, I think. Actually, no. We had Brock, Copperhead, Deathstroke. I'd almost not put Electrocutioner in the list if it wasn't for the fact that... Oh, right, yeah, the story DLC. I almost forgot about that. Oh, hello.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream.
Really? Okay, there's still the story DLC. We will do that. But
Yeah.
I think it'll only take one stream, probably.
Yeah, so we can do those ex-assassin and the story DLC for 1-2 streams.
Yeah.
Then we go to the next Batman game.
But yeah, I'd say I definitely skip the Riddler and just keep going on the other villains.
Yeah. Okay, that's the apple juice gone.
You been drinking apple juice?
Yes.
And also, look at the time.
Yeah, a bit perfectly timed for that, huh?
Yeah.
In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I
yeah.
free your doubtful mind?
Which shall we start with? The other assassins or the story DLC?
I would say the assassins, then the DLC.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think we do need to find where the others are. We've got leads on Shiva, but Deadshot's not. So, let me check the list again. There's a quick search. Croc, Electrocutioner, even though he's just more a thug with a gimmick.
And he died here.
Copper, Copperhead, Deathstroke, that's 4. Bane, that's 5. Okay, so Shiva, and now also Firefly, so that is 6. That only leaves Shiva and Deadshot.
Yeah, then we can easily do them next time, then start the DLC.
Yeah. We've got a lead on Shiva. I'll look up where we get started with Deadshot, though. And yes, Joker is just still freaking singing.
Yeah. Some kind of Joker song that I don't even understand, too.
I think he stopped singing because of you, too.
No, he's singing about the bats.
He stopped singing and started laughing.
Our next guest, political strategist Dean Snyder, has been following tonight's events since the start, more than 8 hours ago. Dr. Snyder, let's start with you. What's your view?
Well, Jack, it's a travesty. The ultimate failing of the justice system. A vigilante cleaning up our streets after countless deaths and bombings? What has happened to our police force? What about James Gordon? He didn't exactly prove himself tonight.
Hold on a minute, Dean. Now, I'm no defender of the GCPD or Captain Gordon for that matter. Like you said, tonight's debacle is some reflection of his efficacy, but I can't see any police force in any municipality doing a substantially better job against criminals like this Joker character or any of the hired killers he's brought into town. I mean, these guys are a different breed. We've never seen anything like this. So for me, it's less a reflection on Gotham's cops and more of a reflection on the state of our country. A country where our mental health and education systems are so warped and broken that we produce criminals of this nature.
You raise an interesting point, Hank, but what I'm wondering is what we'll do next.
No, it's not an interesting point. It's just plain wrong.
Hello.
They're both wrong. This isn't about the police or the Batman. It isn't about the state of our nation somehow churning out a dangerous new batch of the criminally deranged. It's about the failing of one single institution. An institution which, in my view, represents the biggest threat to Gotham and its citizens. A time bomb, just waiting to go off. If tonight's events have taught us anything, it's that Blackgate is not the place to be housing our city's most dangerous offenders. Not one, but 2 prison breaks in the same night. All of tonight's tragedies would have been avoided if Gotham had a proper treatment facility for its top echelon offenders. A place with impenetrable security, where the most dangerous could be isolated, rehabilitated, and treated for their illness. A place like Arkham Asylum. And after what happened tonight, I promise the good people of Gotham that I will work tirelessly. I will lobby the city council, go to the governor if I have to, do everything in my power to get Arkham Asylum reopened, so we can all sleep a little easier.
There you have it. Quincy Sharp placing the blame for tonight's events not on the Batman, not on the Joker, but on Blackgate Prison, and pledging to return Arkham Asylum to full operation.
Hypo.
We'll be back with more from Mr. Sharp and our other guests when the Jack Ryder Hour continues after this message.
Yeah, we'll hear more of them in the next game, but that'll probably have to wait. Actually, we might be able. We may be able to finish Shiva and Deadshot, as well as the story DLC in one stream with some luck.
Yeah, either
just
one
in
or
case,
2 streams.
Yeah, just in case. If we can't do it in one stream, and we end up going short on another stream on Thursday, that was the team. Then I'd be willing to start on Asylum in the on the same night.
I'd be up for that, depending, of course, how much time they have. Maybe do it.
Yeah. Okay, but if it is just 1 hour, then yeah, then we skip it to the next mainstream day. Okay.
Wait. Which day would we do this again?
If we, next Tuesday we likely won't be able to finish off both unless we get lucky. So it will probably be next Thursday, where there's a possible chance of us starting with Asylum, if we only need 1 hour for finishing off Origins, that is.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. And yeah, not the most interesting of credit scenes, just a black void with snow, a blackout with snow blowing in, but not the worst either, I'd say.
Yeah, I kind of like it, and it did have some interesting story text going on earlier.
Yeah. Not an after credit or mid credit thing, but a during credits.
Yeah.
Alright. I hope it doesn't take too much longer, though.
Yeah, they're doing that kind of slow credit style for sure, so.
Yeah.
At least it seems faster than
Crisis.
Crisis.
That was, let's not even speak of that.
Yeah, a full half hour with the one we actually waited on, I think. Maybe not a full hour, but more like 20 minutes, but still. Splash damage, special thanks.
I thought it was more like 40 minutes or more.
Nope. Rocksteady Studios. They didn't directly work on this game, I believe, but, well, they did start this series and made most of the pre-work with the city map and such. Alright. But yeah, we'll get the Arkham City when we get to it. We first have to get through and out of the asylum. Let's see. I'll give it another 5 minutes or so. Then I think we can cut it off. But yes, as much as this game is a lot more flawed than the other ones, it is still a good game and a good story. It's just that, yeah, people wanted something else than the fucking Joker for once. But they did make good use of him, I'll say.
Yeah.
And yeah, with the timeline, the next game would be Arkham Shadow, the VR game, but yeah, I don't have that, and yeah, I'd rather not. I am up for streaming VR games, but yeah, I believe you need a more recent Oculus system for that as well, and I still have an original Quest. A Oculus Quest, I'll say it. I refuse to use that stupid name Meta. It's about as stupid as renaming Twitter to X.
Yeah, and if I remember right, it's expensive. I mean, I know I'm talked to Mac about the game, and it was very basically, I think it was in total for everything you need to play it, like £1,000 or something.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
For the game and the headset.
Yeah.
And the controllers.
That's not even worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it's only for one headset console.
Yeah. I don't really know how much the little VR headsets cost, but if I had to guess, then one game that I looked at, it might be cheaper. That was the Battlezone game.
Okay.
Oh, Mac replied something there?
Let's see. It's very expensive, yeah, and exclusive to Meta. I'll need to check if my Quest still even works with all the bullshit they put through. Yeah, that's... but yeah.
I'm glad Wolf VR has played it, and they do a lot of VR games. But I do suspect, provided nothing else goes wrong, that probably other VR games will be more maybe PlayStation and Steam dominated than the other one.
Yeah.
You did give me a bit of an idea, though, with the with the YouTube VODs for this. I do tend to link from one game to the next in a series, but I think once with the last video for Origins, when that is made, I think I'll put in an extra link to Wolf in VR's playthrough of Arkham Shadow. Because it is still a good game, it's just, it costs a fuck ton to play it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that?
Don't think there's any specific rules against anything like that, but you can technically link to any other video on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah. I would probably say otherwise that at the start of Steam, if people want to see, they may... Actually, yeah, I think we can recommend people to watch Wolf in VR's videos on Shadow.
Yeah, at the very least, I'll probably put a link in the descriptions.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And just making a note so I don't forget. Just need to remember not to throw out this note paper later then. Actually, it's not even note paper, it's the paper wrapper of a pack of gum.
Whatever you gotta use.
Yeah, they do make useful notes because it's a bit cardboardy, so it doesn't flop around like actual paper.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're closing in on those 5 minutes, I think.
But note paper, you mean like those small paper pieces?
Like notepads or such.
Yeah.
Of course they don't flop around too much, since they are so small. Make them bigger and they will flop.
Individual pages, I tend to tear those out after I've made notes of them, but then again I tend to lose them after, so not the best idea. Let me actually check something.
It probably maybe should have some... Actually, it probably be a bad idea to have one of those needle things to stab the notes into.
That might actually be a decent idea. Let me see.
Depends. Just keep it in a way where you will not risk falling onto it.
Yeah, just keep it on the desk.
No, not the desk. I said
high up. I've got an upper shelf on this thing. There's no way I'm falling on that unless I just jump off the fucking bed.
You see on a shelf at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in reach, so I can of course stick them on easily and well not lose sight of it, because then I'll just forget it.
Otherwise you can have a box to put... Actually, yeah, you can have a little box to put those notes into.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got this. The reason I'm looking around is because I've got a second-hand Game Boy Advanced on my behind my monitor here that I've finally noticed again, and it got me thinking: didn't I have another one of those already? Because I picked this thing up for like $3 at the second-hand I used to work at, without testing if it worked or not, because then you can get it cheaper, of course. But that runs the risk of it not working, so risk and rewards. I do have a... let me grab it over here. Okay, yeah, that's an old DS, an original, and one of the old Flip Advanced SPs. Okay, I'll need to dig through a bit more to see if I actually still have an advanced among there as well.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one of the SPs once, but that thing long since burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the reasons I picked it up is because the people at that secondhand store, they had a habit of throwing out the good or the electronics they didn't really know. So yeah, part of it was me just salvaging it, to not have it be destroyed. I did pick up something else that didn't work. I'll probably have to toss that out, or I keep it as just a showpiece.
Yeah. Just kind of reclaim it before they get rid of it.
Let's see. Alright, yeah, Game Boy Pocket. So... I need to fix it out again later.
The credit's still going?
Yeah.
Jesus,
so... Yeah, the 5 minutes have passed, so... Let's cut it off there. Oh, New Game Plus. Take on story mode again, but this time armed with all the upgrades you've already earned. However, you're going to need them, as this is a much harder challenge with no counter icons, tough new enemy configurations, and faster, better armed enemies right from the start. Separate mode accessed from the main menu and does not affect the progress of your original game. Okay.
That would
always nice to have an option.
That would be a big no for me.
And we've got more outfits.
Because why not?
One last.
Figured you'd be by sooner or later. And what happens if I don't sign?
You rot in here, or you work for me?
Hello, Waller. Yeah.
It's been a long night out.
Another bad person?
Why don't you turn in?
The Suicide Squad commander.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're sure you're up for it, I've got a few loose ends to tie up out here, and I could use your help.
You can count on it. And when you get home, we can finally have that Christmas dinner I've been keeping warm for you for our breakfast.
Okay.
Wait. Now you can. It was saving.
Yeah. Alright. But that'll be it for today. So let's go look for someone to raid before we end the stream.
I vote for Dervis Fridge.
Okay, it's very busy again.
What? What? Wait, hold on. What? Dervis Fridge is busy?
No.
No. You might have to wait, though, because my fridge is not restocked yet, and I was going to do that today.
There we go. Twitch. Let's see.
We raid Max Fridge then.
Yes.
Let's see. We raided Pika last time, I think. Didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
or at least this week.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else do we have? We have Sapphire Cloud playing Duck Detective: The Secret Salami. Lashris is playing Neon White, and I'm Nice is online playing Rune Factory: Guardians of Azuma. Okay. Any of those sound of interest, or shall I take a pick?
I vote for Rune Factory.
Okay.
I will back that vote.
Making sure the browser is muted so we don't actually steal their audio. Okay, copy the name, head to our place. Alright, /raid and paste. But before we start that, of course, thank you everyone who may have been watching now or later. Thank you, Mac, for chatting along, and I see Sensei and Knight have both been lurking. Hello there. And yeah, thank you as always, Drakir, Dervin, and Ram as well for his little visit.
You're welcome as always, my friend. And thank you all for joining and watching.
You're welcome indeed.
And yeah, no stream tomorrow, but on Saturday we continue with Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, and on Sunday as well. Speaking of Castlevania, there's been a new Bloodstained game announced.
Oh dear.
And from what the trailer, or the announced trailer, has shown, it looks to be like a Portrait of Ruin version of, or a bit of a Portrait of Ruin take on it, because it looked like you would be controlling two characters. So I'm definitely looking forward to when that launches. I still will wait for reviews and such, just in case. I have confidence in that they'll make a good game, but there's still always a chance that even a golden goose like BioWare will lay a turd instead of an egg.
Yeah, there's proof for that.
Oh dear.
All right. But yeah, with that, let's get this raid started. And yeah, thank you again for watching. And until next time, have a nice day. And until then.
Is everyone sleep well and watch out for undead seagulls.
And the worst of Arkham.
Especially Hulked Out Bane.
Oh, gods.